Hey, got him.
All five judges.
Ooh. Oh. Sneaky Reds.
All MMA
What are
fighters
you
are known
doing,
for their
man?
respect and sportsmanship, but there are individuals who will stop at nothing to win. Some act
Yeah,
cocky
obvious.
and overconfident, but in the end, karma almost always catches up with them. We'll show you exactly these kinds of cases. Be sure to like the video and enjoy watching.
Whoa. He was doing break dance like Michael
The first
Jackson,
fighter
and
to be
then
punished is 36-year-old
he get what
Moroccan
he
Badr
deserved.
Hari. In a fight against a Polish fighter 9 years younger, Hari didn't bother with pleasantries and shoved him with all his might,
ooh.
making it clear that his opponent wasn't even close to his level.
You know, wait until I win. Fuck being humble.
His opponent, Arkadiusz Wrzosek, came in with a record of 13
Okay.
wins and 5 losses, and was performing quite well until Hari accidentally fell on his own.
Oh.
This awkward incident enraged Hari,
You're
and he
fighting
truly
like a kid
engaged
now.
in the fight. Ruthlessly attacking his opponent and gradually breaking down his body, Badr Hari knocked him down.
1-inch reach, the same as Bolt to the
Ooh.
ribcage.
Ooh. Yeah, he wanted to destroy this guy.
I could just guarantee
Oh,
there'll be
man.
These blows severely impacted Wrzosek's ribs and liver, but Arkadiusz didn't give up and continued the fight. Seconds later, the scenario repeated itself.
He's gonna stay technical. Sets
Damn.
up the finish.
Man, he wanted to kill this young boy, man.
Understanding his opponent's weakness, Hari focused solely on his body, and for the third time, knocked him down.
Was just power.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Continuing the fight seemed like a crazy idea, but Arkadiusz, gathering all his strength, achieved the impossible.
This fight is over.
Ooh.
With a single counter-strike, he
And the
managed
funny
to
part,
knock out the
the
raging
guy
beast,
is the one who's going to
successfully
sleep
avenging the
forever.
past. This is outrageous.
All five judges.
A fighter who was winning the fight falls to such a cowardly blow. On June 10, 2016, a 30-year-old Dutchman Mirthel Groenhart faced an Armenian fighter Harut Grigorian. In the first round, Grigorian relentlessly pressured his opponent, not giving him a moment to relax. Realizing his impending defeat, which would cost him a title shot, Groenhart took advantage of the moment and knocked him out from behind.
Five judges. Oh my! Defend yourself at all
And you're supposed to defend
The
yourself,
phrase,
right?
defend yourself at all times, might apply to this knockout, but it's certainly not a justification for such behavior. Groenhart immediately began to celebrate his victory, and at that moment, the Armenians' team jumped on him.
Ooh.
The scandal spread across the internet, with everyone demanding a rematch. And 6 months later, they met again in the arena, but by that time, Groenhart had claimed the champion's belt, making the fight much more interesting. All this time, Grigorian had been dreaming of revenge
I
and
hope it's
beating
not
the
gonna get
arrogant
fucked,
fighter,
yeah.
and the day finally came. His face showed no emotion, which instilled fear in his opponent. The entire crowd was cheering for him, and he had no choice but to win.
He's got to angle out, pivot out. Don't
Whoa.
stay center.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Man.
The champ is dead.
Why they wasn't playing, bro?
After the first knockdown, Groenhart could barely stand, while Grigorian couldn't wait for the fight to resume. Without delay, he avenged the previous incident and claimed the champion's belt.
Right now, we may have a new champ in the making. Harut Grigorian hitting the champ. Who's the new welterweight champion of the world?
Yeah, he got the
This
belt.
incident
No.
between fighters will definitely surprise
Yeah, this
you.
one I
The
have.
massive muscular guy
I
goes
did
by the
a-
name
a
Zdravko
review
Bad
on this
News
one.
Tarnagiev, a
can
nickname
go check
likely
out my
given due
reels.
to the tattoos on his body, which contain more information than a daily newspaper. His opponent was a humble Spaniard named Aitor Gaspar. Relying on his size, Zdravko acted very disrespectfully, even going so far as to shove Aitor by the throat.
Yeah.
On the day of the fight, he remained overly confident, keeping his serious demeanor until the very end. As the bell rang, the humble guy twice tried to take the fight to the ground, but failed. Realizing he needed to prove his strength and stand up, he finished the fight and completely humiliated the giant.
Whoa.
Zdravko
The
not only
sleeps.
suffered a loss, but also injured his hand. This outcome
my
didn't sit well
God.
with him, and he demanded a rematch. 6 months later, he finally got his chance, but this time their roles were reversed. The once humble fighter started behaving like a total jerk compared to their last fight.
And now he's the one who's
Instead of
gonna get
offering a
killed.
handshake as a sign of respect, he rushed in like a ferocious beast.
Ooh. Damn. Why are
You
you
should have
jumping, man?
understood that arrogance doesn't make you cooler. It only brings you closer to karma. After his loss, the Spaniard continued his disrespectful antics, but it was too late. Zdravko had already proven his determination to everyone.
I'm Hurricane Peter McNeely from Medfield, Mass. On
Yeah, this
Saturday
one,
night, watch me kick Tyson's ass.
At the time, Peter McNeely was considered a highly promising talent with a record of 36 wins and only 1 loss. However, he was unlucky to face Mike Tyson, who had just been released from prison. During his time in prison, Tyson
was
converted
hungry
to
then.
Islam and trained relentlessly, achieving the best physical shape of his life. McNeely didn't take Tyson seriously and recklessly charged at him, but for Tyson, such opponents were merely breakfast.
Right at Mike Tyson. Down goes.
After being knocked down, McNeely got up and circled the ring, signaling that he was okay. However, when he attempted to go on the offensive again, he ended up losing like a total loser.
Stop that nonsense because it was starting to butt heads. Oh.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut. Down goes.
What the guy in the red shirt
And let me know, guys, who's waiting for this match, which is coming for Mike Tyson and this YouTuber guy. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Who's gonna win this match? Mike Tyson and this young boy. I forgot his name, but he's a YouTuber. He's doing boxing as well nowadays. You can go watch the episodes on Netflix. So let's go.
does is disgusting. With a cigarette in his mouth, he starts blowing smoke into his opponent's face and shoves him. But that was just the beginning of the humiliation.
Oh my god.
At the press conference, when Shane Mosley's wife bent over, he went as far as to slap her.
Ah, man.
Mosley's wife
that's
managed to get some
disrespectful, bro.
revenge by throwing water on the disrespectful
Yeah.
jerk, but it wasn't enough. Filled with
Respect
rage
to
and
the
a
wife.
burning desire to reclaim his dignity and honor, Mosley entered the ring with a cold, emotionless focus, ready to destroy the rat.
Dopóki starczyło mu pary
It was clear that Mosley was superior to his cocky opponent in every way.
pani medialnej poprzedzającej wznowienie pojedynku. Prawi się nowy kapitan w 100%. On bardzo ciężko pracował.
Out of ignorance and desperation, Ricardo Mayorga, trying to assert himself, continued mocking and shouting.
No proszę.
Boksować, dokładnie. Nie bawić się w to, nie zwracać uwagi na to.
Not wanting
Hit
to
him,
toy
bro.
with his prey for too long, Mosley landed a single punch that made Mayorga cry.
W porównaniu z poprzednią rundą pokazał nam tutaj lwi pazur. No i
Korpus poszedł.
That punch broke several of the rat's ribs, but at the same time restored Mosley's honor and pride. Alex Walters Hanan, that's the name of a fighter who behaves like a child, but his petty actions are nothing compared to this. In the most
come
unexpected
on.
moment, he lands a gut punch on his opponent, signaling that he considers himself to be on a higher level. His opponent, Andrei Mikhailovich, is an incredible prospect with a perfect record of 15 wins. At the time, Hanan also held an undefeated record of 13 victories, but that would soon change. Realizing that Mikhailovich was far stronger than he had imagined, Hanan resorted to more dirty tactics. However, he should have known that every disrespectful move only enraged his opponent more, and would return to haunt him twice as hard. As Hanan sat there in a defeated
Yeah.
posture, he had already accepted his loss,
That's
while
cool right there.
Mikhailovich was just getting started.
This is with his right hand and
In a final act
Again.
of retaliation, Mikhailovich
Yeah.
spat on Hanan's neck, avenging all his antics. But there was still the finishing blow to be delivered, and the Russian fighter eagerly took on the task.
35 seconds to
and he
finish.
takes another shot.
He made sure Hanan regretted his disgraceful behavior and learned a harsh
Yeah, that's
lesson in
amazing
respect.
right there. Ah, what is this now? Man, you wanna break that
His
thing.
name is Ren Hiramoto, and that's his usual greeting gesture. This time, his punisher was Kyohei Nagiwara, a fighter with extensive experience in wrestling.
Yeah, his
Just
face,
one look at
you
him
can
was
see
enough
that
to see
he's a
he's a
killer right
serious
there.
guy. The fight had barely started when Nagiwara landed a successful right hook and immediately went for a takedown. Hiramoto showed his reluctance to stay on the ground and brought the fight back to a standing position. However, his will alone wasn't enough as Nagiwara continued to push for his game plan again and again. Finally, when he succeeded, Nagiwara secured the top mount and eagerly beat down his opponent. After his victory, he performed a traditional execution and added yet another win to his record.
Not quite at 100%.
What the?
Michael Venom
what the-
Page, a breathtaking
Yeah, this
fighter
guy-
with an undefeated record,
this
is
guy
known for
likes to
treating
jump too
every
much.
fight like a work of art. He gained immense popularity due to his spectacular knockouts
Ooh,
and dazzling
yeah, he
performances.
broke his
When he
head.
faced Douglas Lima, Page considered him nothing more than a bug he could easily knock out, and his signature cocky behavior made that clear.
At all times, obey my commands at all times.
As always, Page began the fight in his usual flashy style. Bored with the routine, his only focus seemed to be entertaining the crowd with his dance moves. Lima, fully aware that he stood little chance against Page in striking exchanges, decided to take the fight to a more comfortable zone, on the ground. His main objective was to wear down the dancing showman, and before he knew it, the first round ended. In the second round, Page entered with the same overconfidence, continuing to amuse the audience. But in the blink of an eye, he was knocked out cold.
Ooh. Oh my god.
It was the first defeat of his entire career, and for the first time, Page tasted the bitter reality of a knockout. Our top cocky fighters list continues with this fighter in a primate mask, named Leandro Silva. His opponent was a fighter from Slovakia, Marek Mazuch, who entered the fight with a 6-0 record. Despite the fact that Silva had lost his last 3 fights, he fought with precision and completely outclassed his opponent.
The injury we teased, maybe.
Can you throw punches
No one
like
could
that,
have
man?
predicted that the Brazilian fighter would perform so well.
Pick his target, but he got beat.
Really has a lot of heart and discipline.
Marek had no choice but to defend and search for gaps in Silva's strategy. Finally,
look at this.
his first
You're
opportunity
punching
to
like you don't
strike
want.
came, but he was quickly
Used to
humiliated and
must
embarrassed.
energy.
Little shots. And he
Karma wasn't in a hurry this time, and Leandro Silva kept boxing at the same pace. Silva opened the second round with energetic combinations, but his flashy dance moves weren't forgotten, and he got the punishment he deserved.
You see? How can you punch like that?
The fighter
Like,
who hadn't stood out
man,
in any way snatched victory with a
we're
single
supposed
attack.
to put more power
After
in
this
the
defeat,
round like long
Leandro
time ago.
Silva never wore the primate mask again.
Ooh.
This rat's name is Ryan Jett, and in his fight against Cub Hawkins, he unexpectedly slapped him in the face. Hawkins had
Hey,
done
the man
nothing
is just
wrong,
enjoying
just
his
eating
banana, bro.
but he ended up losing it. At that time,
Yeah,
Hawkins
he
had a
did.
perfect record of 4 finishes, all in the first round. Since the arena was shaped more like a triangle, he had an even better chance of beating the scoundrel. Hawkins constantly closed the distance, not allowing his opponent to move freely.
Both guys have a good sense of timing, so it's...
Ooh.
By the end of the second round, Ryan was covered in bruises, but the punishment didn't end there. After the 4th round, that smug face was gone, and due to severe injuries, the fight was stopped. Hawkins,
Man,
having brutally punished the rat, claimed
His
the
face is
championship
like a
belt.
butcher.